Welcome back, listeners. My name is Larry Kallevig, founder and CEO of the Haven Financial Group. And if you're just tuning in, you are listening to the Haven Financial Group radio show, where every week we discuss all these retirement topics, all these retirement puzzle pieces. Do you have all the pieces? Do they go to the same puzzle? And different topics like estate planning, as we mentioned, wills and trusts. We had a great class, two good full classes this week in Egan. With our estate planning attorneys, Carrie and Keith. Maximize Social Security. If you're on the cusp of it, if you have questions on when you should take it, long-term care and life insurance, the main part of this show today, Medicare and all the other things that go with that, wealth management, investment team at the Haven Financial Group, whatever it may be, feel free to give us a call. Come on in and visit with us. Our number is 612-504-8400. Online, havenfinancialgroup.com. Check out all our classes. Education is so very important, and it's been where we like to start the conversation. Kim, we're very blessed to be around with this. We're in our 11th year now, and we're able to help a lot of people in these areas and give them the attention that many people are not getting where they're at, and we truly believe they deserve the attention that they're probably paying for.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Paying for, but not getting the attention they deserve. Again, Haven Financial Group, they deal with any kind of retirement questions and issues that you might have. But today we're specifically talking about insurance. We've talked a little bit about health insurance. We've talked about long-term care insurance, and we've talked just a moment ago about life insurance. We want to talk about annuities now, how they relate to all of the rest of the insurances. And, Glenn, I've said this a lot of times to Larry. I think a lot of people have sort of, let's just say mixed feelings about annuities. A lot of people will say, don't try to sell me an annuity. I'm not interested. While others say, okay, tell me what this is all about, and let me see if this is something that I might be interested in.
Yeah, we see that all the time. Again, a lot of it is just a misunderstanding, right? An understanding that these are financial tools, and not all tools help all people. Right. But to understand the tools available to us, to see how they fit within our portfolio and retirement planning, again, is exactly why Larry is trying to do what he does.
Absolutely.
And Kim, a lot of that noise in the industry is financial marketing. Certain companies and certain individuals want you to think one way, so then you think their way, and you're not getting all the information. So a lot of it's driven by financial marketing in the industry. There's no doubt about it. And we're going to say the same thing. Get all your questions answered, get all the specifics, never make a decision until you have the facts, and maybe they're right, maybe they're not right for you. Mm-hmm. But again, explore the options, just like we're talking about through the show.
Well, many people may be wondering why we're talking about annuities on a show that we're talking about insurance. So why don't you explain exactly what an annuity is?
I'd love to do that. As you know, I teach a couple times a year the truth about annuities. I teach it at various places. Check out our website, havenfinancialgroup.com. I do have one coming up. The date, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there's lots of confusion on annuities. I hate annuities. You should hate annuities, this, and that. And here's the deal. Annuities are an investment vehicle. All annuities are through an insurance company. That's why we're talking about it today. All annuities, I repeat, are through an insurance company. Whether it's the variable annuity, whether it's the fixed annuity, whether it's the fixed indexed annuity, or an immediate annuity, they're all through an insurance company. Most of them have terms to them, meaning an extended period of time. Find out those terms. That may be beneficial or it might not be beneficial. Let's just talk. I mentioned the four types. Two of them are designed very differently. Variable annuities and immediate annuities are very, very different than fixed or fixed index. Fixed and fixed index is exactly what the first word is, fixed. You can't lose any money. Are they more conservative? Yes. Fixed index is tied to the market. You get some upside. Immediate annuities, you might give up control of your money for an insurance company. Variable annuities are just like it says. Variable goes up and down with the stock market. They tend to have much higher fees. Understand what those fees are, and good luck trying to figure it out, because they don't want to give you all the specifics. You got to ask the right questions in the right way to get all the answers. They tend to be higher. But first, we want to determine, is it appropriate? Why would you do it? Are you doing it for a guaranteed income stream, more of a self-directed pension, guaranteed income for life? Is that a motivation depending upon your Social Security? And do you have your own pension? Or, and that's what people think of with annuities, payments. But annuities have come way further over the last 15 to 20 years. They can be used just for accumulation purposes, maybe a bond replacement in that portfolio. Or Glenn, maybe you'll touch on here shortly, maybe for long-term care coverage. Maybe you don't qualify for long-term care and that's the only option you have. So we want to determine, what would it be used for? Is it used for protection of principal? Because fixed and fixed index is more conservative, variable is not. But again, for accumulation, income, or maybe a hybrid or a combination, that's kind of where it starts.
Larry, how do they pay out?
Well, if used for income, it's going to be a value times a divisor determined by the insurance company based on age and gender. Of course, life expectations is going to be what it's based. Some companies, pay out higher amounts. All I'm going to say, if you're using it for income, again, a lot of creativity with some of these companies. They might put bonuses. They like to flaunt these bonuses on income or bonuses on accumulation. They might be beneficial. They might not be. But again, you have to read through the lines. What are you actually getting? Here's where the confusion lies. I hear all the time people say, well, I have a variable annuity that's guaranteed 7%. Immediately, I know they have no idea what they have. Because if they call it a variable annuity, then how can you tell me it's guaranteeing you a certain percent? Why would they waste the time in calling it variable? It usually is an income feature that they're talking about. Somebody sold them a bill of goods. They made it sound better than it is. I always said, if it sounds too good to be true, ask a lot more questions. And oftentimes I see people have way too much money in annuities. There's guidelines in the industry. Unfortunately, I would say a lot of times they're not followed. I just had a newer client of mine. She had almost all of her investable assets in 2 variable annuities. She owns a dental office, a practice. They were designed for income. They were given to her and sold to her for the exact wrong reasons. Thankfully, I was able to get them out, which is why I encourage listeners through this segment, if you're going, well, I have an annuity, I don't know which one it is, get an annuity exam, get an annuity review. Again, come on in, visit with me, visit with our staff. Know at least what you have. You might be stuck in it. We might not be able to get you out of it, or we might be able to get you in a better position. And I'll say something else here too. You have to be careful. Just like in anything, you should be careful when you're making these decisions. There are some folks out there that like to peddle only annuities. Well, if annuities is the only thing you have in your toolbox, what do you think they're going to try to sell you? Okay, annuities aren't for everybody. They're not. And if they are for you, they're for you for a variety of reasons. I've mentioned income accumulation, but it's for only maybe a portion of your investable portfolio. So be careful. Again, I see people have way too much in annuities. Right now, for retirees, we think a fixed index is a good option if you don't want to gamble with all your money in the stock market. Yes, we do wealth management with Fidelity and Charles Schwab. We're not small. We do lots of wealth management and assets under management. But you get to a crossroads in life where going, you know what, I'm 65 and 70. I'm about on the cusp of retirement. I don't want to gamble in the stock market with all my money. Well, maybe there's a percentage that would fit into the fixed strategy. And again, that's where we might justify why it's the right decision. So it starts with a conversation. It starts with a discussion. If you have an annuity, get it reviewed. Again, find out the pros and the cons. Maybe there's some tax advantages that make sense. Maybe it's for legacy. Whole bunch of things. It may sound complicated. Our job is to simplify things to see if it's appropriate or not appropriate.
So is an annuity for you? if you need the answer to that, chances are good you need to sit down with a partner, talk about your situation, get educated about the annuities that are out there, and then make that decision. 612-504-8400 is the way that you can sit down with the folks at Haven Financial Group if you'd like to talk about annuities, and for that matter, anything else retirement related. Again, that number 612-504-8400. Tell them you heard us here on the radio and you'd like to come in for a free consultation and get some of your questions answered and see if the partnership is a good one for you. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about mistakes associated with insurance and retirement. We're going to try to keep you from making some of those mistakes. You're listening to the Haven Financial Group Radio Show.